Okay, so this is the verification of informed consent, better known as the VICF form, for human participants research study. Now, this form gets filled out after the student has done their experimentation and has, brought their project to the school fair or whatever. And what the process for this form is that the student and the adult sponsor together are supposed to go through and count the informed consent forms that the student has, the signed and dated informed consent forms, count how many there are, and that number goes here in the blank, the number of forms, and the year that the project was done, student's name goes here, and then it's signed by the adult sponsor and it's signed by the student researcher and dated. And this form, along with a redacted informed consent form, which I discuss in the video about the informed consent form, this form and a redacted consent form comes to us if the student is registering to participate in the Ging Expo. This form is also required by the state if the student goes on to the state science fair. It's also required by ICEF if the student goes all the way to the international science fair. So it tells you here that the student is supposed to take all of their informed consent forms, and they're supposed to put them like in an envelope and seal them, and they're supposed to keep those forms for no less than 3 years. I understand someone's going to say, "Well, wait a minute, 3? What am I? What were we supposed to do them for 3 years?" I don't know what the reason for that is. We only assume that that there might have been a problem in the past. Maybe a student's research in the past and there was questions about it, or there were obviously probably legal concerns about something that was done. And this is an ICEF rule. This is an ICEF statement that the student researcher is supposed to hold on to those original informed consent forms, signed, dated consent forms for a period of no less than 3 years. So and again, that's the student that holds them. That's not the adult sponsor. That's the student's responsibility. But again, all we need is this form filled out. We need to know how many of those informed consent forms were actually used, and how many that actually tells us how many subjects or how many human participants the student had. And so we need this, a redacted form, and the Form 4 human subjects form, and that's it.